So in this video, what we're going to be talking about is OSHA inspection awareness. I believe this will help you a lot. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Just a recap, I've been talking a lot about OSHA and just kind of trying to give everybody a good understanding of who the administration is, what the word OSHA actually stands for, occupational safety and health, and just really try to bring us to a better understanding of the important role that OSHA actually plays when it comes to the Department of U.S. Labor. So just a little recap of the things that I've been talking about. Now, remember OSHA's mission statement. Their mission statement is to ensure a safe and healthy work environment for American workers by enforcing standards to help reduce injuries, illnesses, and fatalities in the workplace. Now, as we talk about OSHA inspections, I just want you all to know that they actually call the actual OSHA representative a compliance officer. Now, when that compliance officer shows up to your place of business, one of the first things that he or she is going to do before they do anything else is present you their credentials. This, for the most part, could be first and last name with a card showing that they actually work for the actual administration and that they're an actual compliance officer. Now, there are 7 parts to an actual OSHA inspection, and now I'm actually going to talk to you all about that. Now, there are actually 7 different reasons of why OSHA would actually come to your workplace and actually conduct an actual inspection. And those reasons are the following: imminent dangerous situations, worker fatalities, hospitalizations, amputations, and a loss of an eye, worker complaints, referrals, targeted inspections, and then follow-up inspections. Now, out of these 7 that I actually want to talk to you all about and put a lot of emphasis on just personally is going to be worker complaints. The reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people who are in authoritative positions sometimes do not recognize that if you don't take something serious when an actual employee that is placed under your supervision and your care is actually coming to you about a safety issue in a workplace and you brush them off, they could actually call OSHA and complain. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you hear a safety issue, please take it serious and please try to get that safety issue addressed as much as possible. OSHA actually does their inspection after they actually present their credentials. They first have what you call an opening conference. This is basically when they're going to not necessarily present you their credentials again, but they'll probably restate their name and just kind of say, I'm XYZ. And then they will let you know exactly why they're there. And the reasons could be of the 7 that I just previously named. And then what the compliance officer will ask for is a actual supervisor or a worker to walk with them. Usually this will be somebody in a supervisor role, from my understanding. And the reason why is because they will actually have someone with them as proof for when they find hazards in the workplace and kind of bring things to their attention. And they could also carry a camera, a phone with them. They can take videos of the actual hazards that they find or pictures. So please keep that in mind as well. Also, during the site walk around, they may conduct interviews of the employees that are actually working at that specific site that they're actually doing the actual inspection. You may ask, now, why is that, Anthony? Tell me why would they do that? Well, they may want to know after they've reviewed your training program and some of your safety policies, your safety data sheets, the things that they will probably be looking at during the opening conference. They may want to know how often you're training your employees, and what better way to know that than to actually ask that man, that woman that's actually on the floor doing the actual work themselves. And then the last thing that they would do after they've done their inspection is they would do what you call a closing conference. They will let you know what they found. They will let you know the things that you could do to fix those hazards. And then they will take that information and give that to their area director. When they actually do an inspection, just because they tell you something they found and you actually correct it, does not necessarily mean that they won't write that down on their notes or on their specific sheet of paper that they have that they use to document their actual inspection. Doesn't mean that they won't take that information and give it to the area director just because you corrected that. So that's something to keep in mind. It could still get to the area director and you could still get penalties even for the stuff that they found that you corrected on the spot. Now, let's say you actually get a citation from the actual administration, OSHA. If you do, you usually have 10 days to be able to make an abatement. That means to actually fix the issue, or if you don't fix the issue, you need to be definitely having that issue in the works of getting fixed and actually sending that information to the actual OSHA administration and getting it fixed. If you don't, there will also be penalties that will apply for after that 10 days. Now, I've read 10 days and then I've read 15 days. So I'm not quite sure which one, to be completely honest, but just know it is somewhere around that range. So please do your research on that. So now, just keep in mind, everything that I've told you during the inspection, they're going to be looking, they're going to be asking questions, they're going to be pointing out things that they see that could be hazardous to employees. And honestly, you guys and ladies out there, if you practice the policies and procedures put in place, your safety program, right? If you practice that, you can avoid these issues. So it's nothing to be necessarily scared about or alarmed about, but you should definitely be very conscious and aware that, okay, I don't want to put myself or my company in a very uncomfortable position. Well, that's all I have for this video. Now, you can find all of this information in regards to OSHA citations, penalties, inspections, and the right and the legal right for OSHA to actually come and inspect the workplace. You can find all this information in your OSHA books at 29 CFR 1903. Again, that's 29 CFR 1903. And my actual book that I got from the University of Texas at Arlington, it was on page 421. And I'm going to make the assumption that yours is probably going to be somewhere around there as well, even though we may not necessarily have the exact same book. With that being said, that's all I got, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Remember, please share this with a friend, favor, subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, everything. And please leave a comment so that I can continue to do what I'm doing and hear from you guys, because you guys giving me the feedback is going to let me know if this is really helping. Well, that's all I have for this video. Much love. Peace.